Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademola Badmus. If this is your first time, do not forget to like and subscribe. And if you're watching this video, I recommend that you watch the Java and Selenium series first, because some foundation topics have been discussed in that video, and it is really important you catch that, so you'll be able to follow this video better and without stress. It is not to say that you won't be able to understand this, but it will be better if you watch the previous series. So in continuation of what we are doing, we are creating our page object steps. So here we would now create the steps for, we've been able to set up the page, launch the page, insert a username for the standard user and for the problem user, insert the password, and click the login button. So we are left with two steps. We should be able to see the products page, and we should be able to see the distorted page. So let us go ahead and create those steps. So for the products page, public void what should we name it? View products page. Okay, now for this, what do? We test the standard user. We log in. So what can we use to verify? This is where your given when then syntaxes makes more sense. So now we have done a series of when by inserting the username, inserting a password, and clicking the login button. Those are like series of actions. So now the effect of the action is this. So based on your discretion and based on the business rule particularly, not your discretion, majorly is based on the business rule, what validates a successful login. So that will be what you'll be checking for. But for the sake of the example, I will just use that for every successful login as a standard user, one should be able to view the products page, and we should see this there. So I will just verify that. It is not to say that is what you should always verify when you log into a page, but understand the product's business rules and what validates, what makes that is what defines it as successful, so you could use it to. It might be that for every login you should be able to see the dashboard. For every login it should put you back to the exact spot where you are. So the cases might be different. So I feel it is important to mention that. So here we have class title. You should get yourself a CSS and expert checker. I've mentioned it in the previous videos, so you could check that and see how to create all of this. So CSS and expert checker, you can use it to get the things that you need. As you can see, it has been highlighted, so it's just one. So we go to here, and what do? We go into our interface file, and we add the product title. Let's call it product tag, or is it product tag? Product header, yeah, something like this. That's the product header. So we have this. Now I want to verify that this is there. So what we could just do is we could get a string in here, call it the product, the page title. Now yeah, let's call it the page title, and driver dot find element. Of course, it's by CSS selector. We will find that product header. The product header. So now that we found the product header, we can extract the text by using the get text. command. So this will give us the text inside that. So we can equally now assert that the text, so assert equals, we're using a character, so let's pick the one, though it will dynamically change it to the value that we give it. So if we assert that the page title is equal to what? Product. We saw product there, right? So this would verify that that page title does exist. So let's test that like we always do. This isn't it. Oh god, where is it? So we have lps dot what's the name again? View products page. I got stuck. So let's test that and see. Oh, that worked. Yes, it worked. So let's check. Yeah, it saw the product page and it worked. So now for the distorted product page, this might be a bit tricky. It might be tricky in the sense that, let me explain why I feel it will be tricky. I think I'm having internet issues. Something isn't loading properly. So as a problem user, check this. All images are the same, right? So we need to find this image and check. Maybe that will be our verification. Let's just check that all images returned are actually from the same source. Okay, so here we have how many images on the page? 6. So whatever our identifier is, it should return 6 elements because they are all similar elements. So, and I pick this. If I try to use the class name here, let me try to use the class name by this. If I put a dot, we have 12 matches, so I don't think this would work for us. Let's try to trace it to its parent tag. The parent tag of this image tag here is the A tag. That means it is enclosed inside the A tag. So the A is the parent of this tag, while the image tag is the child of the A tag. So let's put the A tag before it then. So we put A and this. Now it has returned 6. Now this is accurate. So let's copy this, or let's cut it away and put it in our interface file like we've been doing. So let's call it string similar images. So we have this. So what do we need to do? There is a concept in Selenium called findElements. I did mention it in the videos for Java and Selenium that findElements will return a list of elements. So we want to use the findElement step at this point. So let's get right to it. So we'll create the method for it. View similar images, right? So in here, the thing is, we'll get the list as a web element, because that's the type of list that we are returning. Let's call it images. So we do a driver dot find elements by a CSS selector, of course. What was it that we used? I think we used similar images. Yes, we use similar images. So now that we've gotten this, it will be returned as an element. So what we can do is let's create a loop, a for loop, where we can call the web element. Let's say web element is represented by I through the whole of the list images. It should loop through this, and inside it, what we want it to do is to assert that assert equals, where I with an attribute, we get an attribute of I. What type of attribute do we need? Let's look at it. Okay, we could get the source. So the source here, when you see this is like the end point. If I overrun it, you see that the current source is what? It gives you the full source, though it is represented like this, but the full source here is https source demo, all of this together. So I will try to copy this. Yep. So let's get back to our code. So if we get the attribute src, right, it should be equal to this. Let's keep this somewhere. That's to what was that? What did I do? So let's keep this. Let me remove this from here. Let's keep it in our interface file. That's too long, so we can say string image source. So let's call it string image source and put it here, so that way it becomes readable. So we expect the attributes gotten to be equal to image source. So this is what we expect. So if it is false, it will fail, but if it is not false, it will pass. So we put that last step here. We should be able to see distorted image. So we have LPS view similar images. Okay, and we run this. If it works, we'll end the video here, and in the next video we'll begin to look at how we can revamp those steps and improve on it. As you can see, it worked. Both of them has passed. So in the next video we'll be looking at how to refine all of the things that we have written here, so we can sort of write less codes, or we just brainstorm and see how we can improve upon on this. And equally, we will later look at how we can also improve on what we have here, as well as what we have in the step implementation. Thank you for getting this far with me. See you in the next video. Bye bye.